Hey YouTube, it's Zoe, or readbyzoe, and today I'm going to do my October and November wrap-up and my December TBR. Yes, I have not posted a video for about a month, and that just makes me feel so terrible. I hate not posting for like 2 weeks or like 1 week, but a month, I feel so bad for not posting. I tried to make videos a couple of times, but honestly, they were terrible videos. I tried to make them in between classes, but I was feeling rushed, so they came out really weird and terrible, and like half my face was in total darkness. They were not good quality videos at all, and I didn't want to post these poor quality videos just for the sake of posting a video. I want to make good quality videos that I myself would watch. Along with not posting videos a lot lately, I have not read a lot lately, and I am in honestly one of the worst book slumps of ever. It's just terrible. I've picked up this month like 5 books, read the first 5 pages, and then just put it down like, nah, I'm not going to dedicate this part of my life to you right now. Nothing is sticking, and so that's why in these past 2 months, October and November combined, I have only read 4 books. And that's why I am combining this video into one, October and November, because it's less pathetic that way. The first book that I read in October was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Honestly, one of the best books that I have read this year. It's like top 3 material. It was so good. If you've not started this series yet, get on it. What are you waiting for? Read it. It is so good. I bought this on a whim just because I heard all of the good reviews, and it sat on my bookshelf for months. And then I just spontaneously picked it up one day when I was just bored in my dorm room, and I read it in 2 days. Every single waking moment that I had free, I dedicated to this book because it was so fantastic. All of these characters are so well written. You are so invested in the story from the get-go, and none of these characters are annoying. I know that a lot of times when I read some YA literature, there's one character, it's usually the main character, that I just cannot handle, and I'm like, you're really annoying. I don't really like reading about you, but I like everyone else. But everyone in this story is so great, especially the main character, Celaena Sardothien. She is one of the best written characters I have ever read about. She is so strong and sassy and independent, and even though she is strong, she does not have to give up her femininity. I forgot that I didn't tell you what the story was about. That's kind of important. It is about a teenage girl named Celaena Sardothien, and she is one of the world's best assassins. She's like the notoriously fantastic assassin, and she is in a death camp. She was caught and put in a death camp where people die within like a month. However, Celaena has lasted for about 11 months or almost a year. She is very, very strong. Then one day, the king summons her because he wants her to be in this contest to find who will be his champion, which is like his own personal assassin. So whenever he's like, I don't like you anymore, sends out the assassin, and then that person is gone. So Celaena will earn her freedom by becoming the king's champion. Right after I finished Throne of Glass, I obviously went out and bought Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. This, I think, might have been better than Throne of Glass. I don't know how she did that because Throne of Glass was already so good, but this was better. Because you already knew the backstory, so you could just get thrown into it, and so much happened, and oh my gosh, it's been a month since I've read this book. I read this book again in like 2 days, but still I think about it, and I'm just like, wow, she's so good at writing, and I love the story so much, and it was so good, and I can't tell you anything about it. Right after I finished Crown of Midnight, I went out and I bought The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is kind of the prequel to Throne of Glass, but it consists of a bunch of novellas. But the novellas are read kind of like a continuous story. They're just split up into novellas. So really it's just like the prequel. I have only gotten about halfway through this book. I couldn't finish it. I thought it was pretty slow. I'm only like halfway through though, and I know that the ending is going to be like, holy crap, she gets in the death camp, and then that's where Throne of Glass starts. But I just can't really push myself through it yet. They are like in a desert right now, and tell me if this gets better. Because I was reading fantasy for so long and I was getting stuck on The Assassin's Blade, I picked up a nice contemporary read, which was Everything Leads to You by Lacour. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was so so good. Just fantastic. It's different from any other contemporary book out there. It deals with coming of age, and it's also a mystery, and it's also a romance, and it also has to do with some LGBTQ aspects, and it also deals with the film industry and like behind the scenes of films, because she is like a production designer. She deals with sets. The last book that I read was Westminster Abbey by Mikael Ostow. I had never heard of this series before. Apparently it's a series called Students Across the Seven Seas. Never heard of it before. I picked it up from my local library because it sounded interesting. It is about this girl named Abby. That's why it's Westminster Abbey. And she goes to a study abroad program with her high school during the summer to London. And it sounded interesting because next year I want to study abroad in London for the entire year. I was looking up some random stuff about studying abroad, like YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I came across this book and I wanted to read it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was okay. It was cutesy, but there wasn't a lot of London, which was kind of what I was reading it for, just to be like, oh, what is London like for someone who is an American? And there wasn't a lot of that. It was just like, oh, look at this American boy in my program. I'm gonna date him. But there wasn't a lot of London or England. It was just like, I can't understand what they're saying. I thought they would speak like Americans. No. If you have any recommendations about books set in England or Scotland, anywhere in that area, please let me know, because obviously I want to read more about the area. Now onto the books that I hope to read in December. Hopefully I get out of my reading slump. I think I will. Already making this video, I feel more inspired to read, but who knows what's gonna happen. The first book is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is a challenge for me now. I have to finish this book because I've been reading it for about a month and a half. This needs to be done. The next book is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. I've owned this book for about a year and a half, and I think it's time to read it. It's not even 250 pages, so I can easily read it this month, hopefully, if I get out of my reading slump. It's set in New York City at Christmas time, so that is the perfect time of year and the perfect place to be. I am very excited to read this. The last book that I hope to read in December is The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith, and I just saw the inside cover. Apparently, there's a boy in this named Oliver, and he is British, and the girl named Hadley is on her way to London, so that kind of fulfills the English recommendation that I've been wanting, but not really, because it's not set in London. It's set in an airport on the way to London, but still, it has a British boy who is probably very cute and has an accent, so I've heard very mixed reviews about this book, but it is only like 240 pages long, so if it sucks, I won't be wasting that much of my life reading it, because it'll take like a day to read. So that was my October and November wrap up and my December TBR. I hope you enjoyed. Please tell me what you guys read in these past months and what you're planning on reading in December. Also, if you have a recommendation for the book that it takes place in England or Scotland or anywhere in Europe really, just tell me down below, because I'm very excited for my trip next year. So thank you for watching. Please request any videos you'd like me to make in the future down below, and I'll talk to you all very soon, because I'm going to be making some more videos right now. So bye!